8 years ago at the World Cup Finals, the Medabot from Team Japan turned the stadium into a sea of fire.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at some of the surprise turning points and revelations in cartoons that made our jaws hit the floor. Needless to say, there will be major spoilers ahead.
Run! Cease.
Number 50, Sky and Brandon, Winx Club. During the first few episodes, love is in the air for Bloom and Stella. Stella has her eyes set on Sky, the crown prince of Heraklion, while Bloom takes an interest in Sky's loyal squire, Brandon. At least, that's who they claim to be.
Huh? Goodness! This girl is nuts! Huh?
Following a misunderstanding between Bloom and Princess Diaspero, we find out that Brandon and Sky had switched identities before the series.
Sky! Brandon? What do you mean, Brandon? This is Sky, Prince of Heraklion, successor to the throne, and my future husband!
Their reasoning differs depending on the dub. The 4Kids dub says that Sky changed his name to have a normal life, while the original dub makes the swap to protect Sky's family from assassins. Add to it, Diaspero was Sky's arranged fiancé, giving him and Bloom's love story an awkward, rocky start.
There's no other way. There's nothing else I can do.
Number 49, The Extinct World. Adventure Time, Fiona and Cake. Prismo the Wishmaster is the living embodiment of be careful what you wish for. The Lich wished for the extinction of all life.
Yeah, he wished for the extinction of all life, and I did it. Guess it changed his timeline or something?
What?
And Finn's wish inadvertently created the Farm World timeline.
I wish the Lich never even ever existed.
But Jake's wish undid the Liches, so happy ending, right? Not exactly. Years later, in Fiona and Cake's spin-off, the two find themselves in the Extinct World, an alternate world where all life in Oo was extinguished. This means that Prismo created another world where the Lich got his wish after all. Now, the decayed king can only sit in solitude, waiting for a purpose.
In olden days, I would have rewarded your insolence with death 1,000-fold.
It could have been worse. Jake could have wasted his wish on a sandwich. Number 48, The 10 Days of Darkness, Medabots. While no one in the show fully figured it out, we know about Henry's double life as the Phantom Renegade and Space Metafighter X, the medal-stealing vigilante and strongest metafighter in Japan.
Go ahead, fire all the rounds you wish. Without spirit, none will have any effect.
Yeah, feel the effect of this!
An attack that lacks spirit has no more effect than a mosquito bite.
However, it turns out he has one more name, Hikaru Agata. 8 years ago, during the World Row Battle Championship, Hikaru inadvertently caused the 10 Days of Darkness, a bleak period where all the Medabots in the world ran amok, devastating everything in their path. And the Medabot that triggered the event was Medabi.
The Medabots rioted for 10 more days, and the tournament was canceled. My ex-friend Hikaru Agata was the Metafighter. The Medabot, a KBT type. Medabi.
Medabi?
Since that day, Hikaru became the Phantom, stealing rare metals to prevent the tragic event from happening again. Unfortunately, interference from the Rubber Robo Gang ensured that another 10 Days of Darkness was inevitable.
Phantom Renegade!
Stop this match! If you don't, the world will be plunged into another 10 days of darkness!
Number 47, Chase's Dissension, Xiaolin Showdown. Since he slithered his way into Season 2, Chase Young has been one of the deadliest foes the Shaolin warriors have ever faced. He's a merciless, conniving tyrant who turns fallen warriors into his army of jungle cats.
I've been itching to scrap all day.
He even nearly succeeded in turning Omi to the dark side. This wasn't always the case. Long ago, he was on the side of good and helped seal the evil Wuya away. However, Chase was tricked by Hannibal Roy Bean into joining the dark side, selling his soul for greater power. Omi still believes there's good inside Chase, but he may have to accept that the fallen warrior is too far gone.
Drink the Lao Mang Lone Soup, ancient potion of the dragon, and join me forever on the dark side. Perhaps you'd like some time to think it over? I'm sure you'll make the right decision.
Number 46, Zack is Kerr, The Secret Saturdays. Legends tell of an ancient evil cryptid named Kerr, the very first dragon with the ability to control other creatures. Throughout Season 1, the Saturdays searched for Kerr to prevent its dark abilities from being exploited. It turns out that Kerr was closer than any of them realized.
Come on! Your power versus mine!
By the end of the season, Zack is revealed to be the reincarnation of Kerr. After its seal was broken, the cryptid spirit had latched onto Zack before he was even born.
Mom?
Zack is Kerr.
The source of Zack's cryptid influencing powers is finally revealed. However, it also paints a massive target on the Saturdays' backs as they deal with the fallout of this revelation. Number 45, the Nanite Event, Generator Rex. Many years ago, a cataclysmic event known as the Nanite Event caused an outbreak of nanites to inhabit every living being on Earth. Many ended up mutating into hybrids called Evos. Our hero Rex uses his newfound powers to subdue the more monstrous Evos.
You're welcome.
However, we later learn that Rex's involvement with the Nanite event runs deeper than even he knew. It's revealed that his brother Caesar was majorly involved with the Nanite project, and he helped infuse Rex with them to save his life.
We tried to stop them, and you were hurt. The only way to save your life was an infusion of nanites. It was risky, but it worked. We thought that would be enough to stop the others, make them see the right path.
He later sabotaged the project to keep it from falling into the wrong hands, but the result cost their parents their lives and inadvertently caused the uprising of mutated Evos.
Mom and Dad were in the reactor. As for me, I managed to escape in my lab.
Number 44, Hilda's Heritage, Hilda. The series finale finds Hilda journeying into the mysterious fairy mound in search of her father. Once inside, she finds much more than she bargained for. A jaw-dropping look into her family's history. It turns out that she and her mother Joanna are part fairy.
So, what you're saying is, I am a fairy!
When Joanna was a child, she got sick, and her parents made a deal with the fairy mound to cure her. Unfortunately, they ended up having to leave Joanna alone in the human world, with no memory of their sacrifice, while they gave themselves to the fairy mound.
In 10 years, I will return, and you will give the girl to me.
No! We can't!
That is the bargain.
This not only explains Hilda's blue hair, but also Joanna's fear of magical creatures, having lost most of her childhood to them.
Against all our better judgment, we agreed.
Number 43, Caleb's mother, Witch. Before Witch became the heroes of Kandrakar, there was another team of guardians. Their leader, Nerissa, became power-hungry and was imprisoned for killing one of her closest friends.
Devastated, Nerissa fled, but I imprisoned her, hoping she would redeem herself by facing her guilt. I fear I may have erred.
When she escaped, she bided her time, disguising herself to pave the way for her future revenge. During her masquerade, she fell in love with a rebel named Julian, and together they had a son, the current Guardian's closest ally, Caleb. All the good that Caleb did while helping the Guardians, Nerissa used as the means to further her ongoing plans to conquer Kandrakar.
Someone had to take charge to unite the Meridianites and save their world.
That was me, not you.
And you were created by me entirely for that.
While Nerissa is an ace chess player, she's not winning any Mother of the Year awards in this lifetime.
How do you live with yourself?
By making the universe a better place.
Number 42, the original Mystery Inc., Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. We all know the current members of Mystery Incorporated: Fred, Velma, Daphne, Shaggy, and of course, Scooby-Doo. However, would you believe they weren't the first gang of mystery-solving youngsters in Crystal Cove? Indeed, there was another Mystery Incorporated 20 years before the series.
My calculations don't lie. Why are we stopping? Because of that.
They had their own animal mascot, Professor Pericles, and as an added twist, 2 of their members were Fred's biological parents, meaning Mayor Jones faked being his father.
Wait,
Are you saying that Judy Reeves is Fred's mother? But that would mean...
Brad Childs is your real father.
The gang supposedly disappeared years ago, but in reality, they were forced out of town by the mayor disguised as a monster. Since then, they've stayed hidden in the shadows until Pericles reunited them for his own sinister purposes.
Perhaps Krampus is exactly the distraction we need.
Number 41. Discord's Poor Judgment. My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. At the very start of the final season, Chrysalis, Tyrek, and Cozy Glow found themselves recruited by Grogar, the ancient tyrant of Equestria, who aimed to conquer the land again with their help.
And you have all been brought here as part of my plan to rid Equestria of Twilight Sparkle and her friends.
The trio schemed to betray him and steal his powers, but when the big day arrived, it wasn't Grogar's powers they stole, it was Discord's. It turns out that the Master of Chaos was masquerading as Grogar to prepare Twilight Sparkle for a major battle to boost her confidence as Equestria's future ruler.
Wait, Discord was Grogar? Like the whole time? Should we follow him?
While he had good intentions, they horrifically backfired, shattering Twilight's confidence and giving 3 of the most treacherous villains the means to conquer the land.
In what world is that good news?
Number 40. Rand Takes Over. Inside Job. Let's be honest, Rand was a horrible father to Reagan, being the primary source of her emotional trauma and social issues for his own benefit. It was like a breath of fresh air when she finally cut ties with him, more so when she prepared to become the new CEO of Cognito Inc.
Time to start my second first day.
However, our sighs of relief turned into gasps of shock when it was revealed that the Shadow Board chose Rand to be the new CEO instead of Reagan.
You can't mean...
Hey there, Jellybean.
No!
Meaning, despite all the damage he's done, Rand still got his way in the end and smugly holds the reins of Cognito Inc., while Reagan angrily declares what we're all thinking.
Oh, you motherfucker!
Number 39. Franz Hopper, Code Lyoko. During Season 2, we were introduced to Franz Hopper, the man responsible for creating Lyoko and Xana, and Aileda's father. Yes, it turns out that Aileda is actually human. She and her father were digitized and left in Lyoko.
But that's impossible! If Hopper's daughter were on Lyoko, I would have definitely known I'm not...
While the Lyoko warriors unraveled Hopper's mystery, he had been silently helping them from the shadows, seemingly sacrificing himself to save his daughter's life.
I want to enter into contact with you now.
Wow, I can't believe it!
I am Franz Hopper.
I am Franz Hopper.
I am Franz Hopper.
However, in Season 4, it's revealed that Franz Hopper is very much still alive, having manifested into a ball of light energy. While he can no longer speak, it won't stop him from doing what he can to protect his daughter and put an end to Xana once and for all.
Xana's trying to destroy a kind of brightly lit bubble. What do we do?
Protect it! That bubble is Franz Hopper.
Number 38. Eddy's brother. Ed, and Eddy's Big Picture Show. Throughout the show, Eddy's older brother has been an overarching mystery. All we knew about him was the stories Eddy would tell, how he was the coolest guy in the cul-de-sac and was a whiz at everything. However, when we finally meet him in the movie, the truth is far bleaker than fiction.
Why is your girlfriend wearing a sock on her head?
In reality, Eddy's brother is a total fraud, a creep who torments his younger sibling for the fun of it. Eddy made up all those stories to fool others into liking him, and it's plain to see that his brother is the source of his bad attitude.
Uncle! Say what? Uncle!
Hi!
Hopefully, with everything out in the open, Eddy can have another chance to make more friends with a clean slate.
Bro, give it up! Give it up? I thought you wanted to hang with your hero. I do, bro, I do!
Number 37. Mizu's childhood tormentor, Blue-Eye Samurai. Being half Japanese and half European in an unaccepting time, Mizu led a hard life of heartache and discrimination. One of the worst incidents was during her childhood when she was harassed and tormented by a group of hateful kids. Mizu held her own against them, but the conflict didn't end there.
Told you. Round-eyed. Like a dog.
Many years later during her travels, she has an unexpected reunion with one of her offenders, Taigen, who grew up to be a samurai.
You won't go anywhere except in the funeral cart.
The two cross blades. While Taigen has the upper hand, Mizu overpowers him, robbing him of his honor after severing his chonmage. These childhood reunions get more awkward every year, but hopefully Taigen will learn not to disrespect Mizu again. Number 36, The Clones, The Venture Brothers. At the end of Season 1, Hank and Dean are suddenly blown up by the Monarch's henchmen. Dr. Orpheus is devastated by the boys' death, but all their father Rusty can say is get their clothes.
It is awful!
You didn't even see her. It was horrific.
Oh, it was awful that you would do this to your boys!
Please, you do this kind of crap every day!
A cryptic response, but what we learn next paints an even bleaker picture. It turns out that Rusty had clones of the boys on standby. Even worse, this isn't the first time Hank and Dean had died. They were killed multiple times up to this point, either due to dangerous missions or their own bumbling.
If it makes you feel any better, the ones you knew weren't the originals. We've been through this, I don't know, how many times, Brock?
This'll be 14.
It's grim that Rusty would treat his own sons as expendable, but somehow, Hank takes the news better than Dean. Does that make it okay?
You're not upset? About what? That I'm like some kind of super cool, probably magic Highlander cyborg clone? No. Hey, just one more reason it's great to be a Venture.
Number 35, a shocking comeback, Monsters at Work. Monsters, Inc. has been experiencing a lot of bad luck lately. Their public image is tarnished thanks to some leaky laugh energy, while their main competitor, Fearco, is thriving. Worst of all, it looks like our hero Tyler was sabotaging the company. It turns out there was a saboteur, but it wasn't Tyler, it was Randall Boggs.
Boggs. Mission accomplished, boss.
Having been stuck in the human world since the original movie, Randall was brought home by Fearco's CEO and wasted no time returning to his old tricks to sabotage Monsters, Inc.
So I owed him one. You see, Fearco had a problem. Screen power was kaput, and Johnny needed to protect his family legacy.
You can only imagine how hard our jaws dropped seeing Randall back after so long. By the end of the season, he's on the run again.
Even though he is, relatively speaking, rather small.
Number 34, The Real Liv Amara, Big Hero 6, the series. Season 2 of the Big Hero 6 series introduced us to Liv Amara, the corrupt founder and CEO of Sycorax. However, some cryptic wordplay and a shocking revelation show us that Liv isn't who she claims to be. In reality, the woman we've been following is actually a biological clone named Dai.
Good news. I got the gold. I promised you I'd do whatever it takes. Liv.
The real Liv Amara was cryogenically frozen after becoming infected with life-threatening parasites. Meanwhile, Dai took her place, while trying to find a cure for the original's affliction, no matter the cost.
What did you do? What you created me to do, to save you. I never wanted to be saved like this.
While she had noble intentions, Dai's methods proved too extreme, and once Liv recovered, she shut down her clone's operation, ashamed of everything Dai had done in her name.
I did my job. You should be grateful. I'm ashamed.
Number 33, Number Zero, codename Kids Next Door, Operation Zero. Many years ago, the legendary Number Zero defeated the insidious Grandfather and saved the world. Decades later, when Grandfather's tyranny starts anew, Number One will need to find Number Zero to defeat him once again. To Nigels and our complete shock, Number Zero turns out to be none other than his father, Monty Uno.
My own dad is really Number Zero!
Of course I'm Number Zero, Nigel! Where do you think you got all of your skills?
It's definitely shocking, but it also makes sense. Number One is arguably the best operative in the KND. Where else would he get his skills from than a living legend?
Are you crazy, Dad? I know you've been away and all, but that's our worst enemy!
Try listening to what's going on, Number One. You might just learn something.
In the end, the two save the Earth, and Monty gives up being Number Zero again to take on an even bigger mission, being a good father to his only son, Nigel.
I'm an adult, and I need to complete the most important mission of my life, being a good father to my son.
Number 32, Emperor Bellows, The Owl House. During a time pool adventure, Luce and Lilith encounter Philip Whittabane, the human who wound up in the demon realm, hoping to return home. He tricks the two witches to further his own shady goals, and they leave him with a broken nose.
If you or your aunt want to... You hateable sorceress!
Stay mad. Come, Lusura, we're finished here.
The episode ends with Philip planning ahead, speaking in a cryptically familiar voice, one belonging to Emperor Belos.
I just need to live long enough to see this through. And you're going to help me, Collector.
Indeed. It turns out that Philip grew up as the so-called king of the Boiling Isles. Not only is he not a real witch, but his hatred for magical beings drives him to cook up a master plan to eviscerate them from under their noses. Luz takes this revelation the hardest, too sickened to say his former name.
No, you're Belos! You're just Belos!
Please, do me a kindness and call me by my real name.
I can't.
Number 31. Scoutmaster Lumpus is a fake. Camp Lazlo. It's the final episode of Camp Lazlo, and Scoutmaster Lumpus's latest scheme backfired horrendously. Yet the show decided to throw in one last unexpected twist. A squad of police pulls up and outsteps a distressed steer. The steer drops a major bombshell. He's the real Scoutmaster of Camp Kidney. Lumpus abducted him and stole his job.
He's an impostor, a fake, and worse, he is no Scoutmaster of Camp Kidney!
The episode ends with Lumpus being hauled away, and we bid goodbye to the Bean Scouts, having reached the point of no return.
What are you doing? Get your hands off of me!
The biggest twist of all is that the real Scoutmaster resembles Heifer from Joe Murray's other hit cartoon, Rocko's Modern Life. This would have been confirmed if only they weren't on competing networks.
I guess no one loves me.
Number 30. Thomas is a Spy. Regular show. Introduced at the beginning of Season 4, Thomas proves his worth when the past comes back to haunt the park. Thomas is upgraded to a regular cast member, but isn't given another prominent storyline until Season 5 when he helps his friends reclaim a statue under the guise of Nicholas.
I could go undercover as an intern and gather information. We'll take them down from the inside.
Thomas didn't randomly choose this name, and his knowledge of espionage didn't come out of nowhere either. In Season 6, Thomas reveals himself as Nikolai, a Russian spy, and the mom he often speaks of is an acronym for Ministry of Meadow Management.
Some years ago, I was embraced by a new mom, the Ministry of Meadow Management.
Despite this deceit, Nikolai's loyalties lie with his friends as he goes on the run. Although this twist wasn't planned from the start, Thomas's evolution from intern to spy feels surprisingly natural.
My name is not Thomas. It is Nikolai, and I am Russian spy.
Number 29. Greg and Wirt are from modern day, Over the Garden Wall. This miniseries plops us into the unknown as brothers Wirt and Greg navigate a dark forest, searching for home.
Where are we?
In the woods?
I mean, what are we doing out here?
We don't know where the brothers came from, but based on their eccentric fashion, it's safe to assume they aren't that far removed from this fantastical universe. If that's the case, though, why are Wirt and Greg caught off guard by some of the creatures they come across?
Maybe I can help you. I mean, you guys are lost, right?
What in the world is going on?
Everything begins to add up in the penultimate episode, where we learn that Wirt and Greg are modern-day kids. We're unsure how modern since the precise year is left vague, but in any case, they're even further from home than we realized. The Halloween backdrop explains their wardrobes, while the show's title is also given a deeper meaning.
Yes. Into the unknown.
Number 28. The Flash Forward. Bluey. Following the show's first extended special, the episode's surprise seems like a return to the status quo. It's a typical day as Bandit balances playing 2 games with his daughters.
I was just watching the race, mate. The Aussie fella's doing well.
Aww.
Well, I can dip in and out.
Hey!
One sees Bluey bombard her father with a ball blaster, while the other finds Bingo playing a parent. Noticing that her dedicated dad could use a break, Bluey makes a mature decision.
It's okay, Dad. I'm Finucane's sister. I'll look after him. You take the others to daycare.
Bluey grows in ways we didn't anticipate, as the episode's ending provides a glimpse into her adulthood. Arriving at her parents' house, Bluey is now all grown up. In yet another twist, there's a new kid on the block who looks an awful lot like Bluey and Mackenzie. Even with the word surprise in the title, this came out of the blue.
No one. That's weird. Oh no.
Number 27, Marcy's Betrayal, Amphibia. This series follows Anne, an ordinary girl who's transported to a world where amphibians reign supreme.
Guys! I just had the craziest dream I was trapped in a world of frog pee.
Anne arrives with her friends Sasha and Marcy, although their dynamic is slowly unveiled. Considering how Sasha bossed Anne around before coming to Amphibia, it's not surprising that she allies with the villains before redeeming herself. Marcy's dark turn is another story.
He promised he'd take us with him to the new worlds, that we could have amazing adventures just like this one forever and ever.
Reuniting with Anne, Marcy seems like the glue who held their friends together. That description takes on a more disturbing meaning upon learning Marcy purposely stranded them in Amphibia, not wanting to move with her parents.
Did it ever occur to you, Anne, Sasha, that one of you knew more than she was letting on? That one of you might have gotten you stranded in Amphibia on purpose.
To stay with her friends, Marcy unwisely cuts a deal with King Andreas. Marcy's lies continue to snowball until she's forced to face the music box and a sword. Number 26, Scott Pilgrim dies. Scott Pilgrim takes off.
I won?
I won! It was right there in the title, and yet this twist hit us hard. Throughout the first episode, Scott Pilgrim Takes Off seems like a beat-for-beat adaptation of the graphic novels. It's well executed, but we already got a mostly faithful adaptation over a decade ago. Why do we need to see the same story again? The pilot's ending answers our question by going off-book.
Time to fight!
Matt Patel versus Scott Pilgrim.
Scott doesn't defeat the first of Ramona's evil exes. Matthew Patel beats Scott, apparently killing him. While Scott isn't really dead, he does take off, sending Ramona on a journey to find him. This approach provides more development for Ramona, the supporting cast, and even Scott, telling an alternate story that still preserves the franchise's essential elements.
You didn't create a force field preventing me and Ramona from kissing, did you?
Number 25, Vaggie is a fallen angel, Hazbin Hotel. Turns out that the X over Vaggie's left eye isn't just for decoration.
Do you really think I wouldn't recognize one of my top girls just because you're at a uniform?
Charlie has finally been granted a meeting in heaven, but this isn't Vaggie's first trip upstairs. Adam drops the bombshell that Vaggie used to be an exterminator angel. When confronting a child on extermination day, Vaggie chose compassion, losing her wings and one eye in the process.
Run, now.
She met Charlie shortly after, but even as they grew closer, Vaggie concealed how she came to hell. The truth gives Charlie pause about their relationship. Thankfully, it isn't a long pause, as Vaggie's unyielding dedication only strengthens Charlie's core beliefs in forgiveness, redemption, and love.
I got you a souvenir from Cannibal Town.
Oh, Charlie.
The wings are new. They look nice. Come on, let's go home.
If love can flourish in hell, it can thrive anywhere, maybe even in heaven. Number 24, Norman is the Green Goblin, the spectacular Spider-Man. We know what some of you are already typing in the comments. Of course Norman Osborn was the Green Goblin. Haven't you ever read a comic or seen any Spider-Man movie? This show knew we would be suspecting Norman from the moment the Goblin showed up, though.
I'm so lost. Yeah, I was sure Norman was the Goblin, until I saw Harry wearing the mask, and now I don't know if either one is Gobby.
The spectacular Spider-Man plays with expectations, revealing Harry behind the mask in Season 1. Norman claims he's been trying to protect his son, appearing sincere.
I protected Harry. If I'd been sent to prison, who'd have made a man out of him?
While Norman may color outside the lines of justice, we believe he isn't the Green Goblin. Norman continues to deceive everyone, Spider-Man included, until the series finale when the true Goblin is unmasked.
You were the Goblin all along!
Amazingly, the show made us forget everything we knew about Norman Osborn, reminding us by yanking the rug out from under. Number 23, Cassandra Crosses the Line, Rapunzel's Tangled Adventure. Here's another show where the writers were one step ahead of even the most attentive viewers. From the get-go, there seemed to be something off about Rapunzel's best friend Cassandra. The fact that she's adopted and looks like Mother Gothel only added to our suspicions.
That's my mother. Yes, it is.
Over 2 seasons, though, Cassandra establishes herself as a loyal friend. She occasionally clashes with Rapunzel, but by the second season finale, we're convinced she would never betray Rapunzel. Or maybe she would. Just as Rapunzel is within the Moonstone's grasp, Cassandra swoops in, claiming what she believes to be her destiny.
Cassandra? What are you doing?
I'm fulfilling my destiny.
Cassandra was Gothel's biological daughter, resenting Rapunzel for the life she stole. Even if you predicted Cassandra's lineage, the way the truth comes out threw everyone for a loop.
I tried to warn you, Rapunzel. You have to be careful who you trust.
Number 22. Powder tries to help. Arcane. Jinx is one of the most recognizable League of Legends characters, but her upbringing wasn't fleshed out going into this series. Introduced as Powder, fans of the games figured that this little girl would adopt the name Jinx at some point.
Why did you leave me?
Because you're a jinx! Do you hear me? Milo was right.
Even longtime players couldn't imagine just how heartbreaking her backstory was. Wanting to prove herself, Powder causes an explosion to save her sister and friends.
You have to work for me, okay?
Powder initially believes that her plan worked, but this triumph quickly turns into tragedy. The explosion inadvertently killed Powder's foster brothers, with her father figure soon following. Her sister Vi survives, but once both realize what Powder has done, their relationship appears beyond repair. When the sisters meet again, Powder is essentially gone, with only Jinx remaining.
Now, where should I sit? That's your choice, really. I always knew you'd come back.
Number 21. Gambit's Sacrifice. X-Men 97.
Some say they're freaks, some call them monsters, but all over the planet they are known as mutants.
The original X-Men series regularly explored adult themes, but being part of the Fox Kids programming block, the showrunners could only go so far. When this sequel series was announced, we wondered if Disney would allow these characters to grow up with their audience. While the characters themselves haven't drastically aged, the story significantly matures in episode 5.
What a tarnation.
Just after the world takes a small step towards accepting mutants, a huge step is taken backward as Master Mold and the Sentinels attack Genosha, killing thousands. Yes, people die in this show, including main characters. Among the casualties is Gambit, who sacrifices himself just as Rogue comes to terms with her feelings for him.
Gambit, see your bet and raise it!
Gambit's death changes the game, evolving the series in unexpected ways. Number 20. Will Harper, Young Justice. Near the end of Young Justice's first season, Roy Harper was finally welcomed into the Justice League.
Finally, Green Arrow welcomes his former protege, Speedy, now known as Red Arrow, to this roster of heroes.
Way to go, Roy!
At last he has his wish.
The first of us to make it.
However, fulfilling his dream just unravels one plot twist after another. First of all, he was unknowingly a sleeper agent programmed to infiltrate the League. What's even more shocking? He wasn't the real Roy Harper. In reality, he was a clone to replace the actual Speedy who was abducted years before the series started.
This Roy Harper had no idea he was a clone or a traitor, and his subconscious programming drove him to become League-worthy.
After he found the real Roy, the clone eventually retired from being a hero and left to make a new life for himself as Will, showing that although he was created for nefarious purposes, he could rise above all that and forge his own identity.
I don't want to be the cause of more conflict between you two. I'd understand if you never wanted to lay eyes on me again. I don't know.
Number 19. April, DuckTales. Throughout the DuckTales reboot, we believed that Webby's only family was her grandmother, Mrs. Beakley.
Granny gave up her job as a spy so she could raise me. I never really knew my parents before they...
That's it! I bet your spy granny is hiding something about your actual family that explains why we exist!
However, the series finale changed everything Webby thought about her life. For starters, Beakley isn't really her grandmother. She found the infant Webby and took her in for her protection. But the biggest twist of all? Webby is actually a clone made from the DNA of Scrooge McDuck.
Who is Webby made from?
Why, your old Uncle Scrooge McDuck, of course. You fellas all knew that, right? You did?
For years, Webby idolized the McDucks, and they became a surrogate family to her. But to find out not only that she's related by blood to her idols, and that Scrooge himself is her genetic father, really takes the cake. It just goes to show how deep a familial bond can really be. Number 18, Unicron the Destroyer, Transformers Prime. In the Season 1 finale of Transformers Prime, a planetary alignment is having a strange effect on the Earth. Natural disasters are popping up left and right, and a volcano is erupting Dark Energon? But Dark Energon is rumored to be the blood of the Cybertronian god of chaos Unicron, so why would it be pumping out of the Earth? In a shocking turn of events, Unicron himself is the Earth's core.
A Cybertronian heartbeat?
How is that possible? A heart pumps blood. There's nothing inside the Earth to pump except blood of Unicron.
When he was defeated eons ago, the Earth was formed around his dormant body, and only an unlikely alliance can assure he never awakens again. This was a very unique way to bring Unicron into the series, and only strengthened the connection between Earth and Cybertron.
Primus became one with the very core of our planet, creating life through the well of all sparks, while Unicron was never to be heard from again. Until now.
Number 17, Cartman's real father, South Park. Remember when Cartman had Scott Tenorman's parents killed and tricked Scott into eating their remains?
And of course, feed you your chili. Do you like it? Do you like it, Scott? I call it Mr. and Mrs. Tenorman chili.
It's a testament to how twisted Cartman can be, but the story doesn't end there. Years later, Scott gets his revenge on Cartman by dropping a major bombshell. He is actually Cartman's half-brother, meaning that Cartman unknowingly murdered his own father.
Jack Tenorman was your father. You killed your own father, and then you fed him to your half-brother!
One of the show's biggest mysteries was who Cartman's father was. Well, we got our answer in the most gruesome of ways. Naturally, Cartman is horrified, not because of his own actions, but because this means he's half ginger.
My dad was Scott Tenorman's dad! Don't you guys realize what that means? Yeah, dude, we know what it means. My dad was a ginger!
Even when facing the consequences of his horrific deeds, Cartman may never change. Number 16, Nibbler and Fry, Futurama. We all know Fry's story, but what if his cryogenic freezing was no accident? Fry getting sent to the future was actually a calculated plan by Nibbler. He made the prank call that brought Fry to the lab, and he caused Fry to trip and fall into the freezer. The reason he did all this was because Fry was the only one who could save the future from a massive threat.
Our sages foresee that in 1,000 years, for one moment, the fate of the universe will depend on you. Since you will not live that long, I must freeze you now.
Even though Fry doesn't like being used, a lot of good came out of Nibbler's interference. He found a better life in the future and the woman of his dreams, Leela. So in a way, meddling with his past was the best thing to ever happen to him.
You know what, Fry? I don't care if you're not the most important person in the universe. It really makes me happy to see you right now.
Number 15, Aku and Ashi, Samurai Jack.
Hold it! Time out! Really? There's more Aku here besides me.
Ashi was part of the Daughters of Aku, a cult of assassins dedicated to the demonic dictator himself with one singular goal: to kill Samurai Jack. However, traveling with Jack allows her to break away from Aku's influence, but it turns out her connection to the demon is deeper than even she knows.
A true daughter of Aku!
No! In reality, she is Aku's daughter biologically, his demon essence being a part of her since childbirth. This means that not only does she possess Aku's powers, but their connection allows him to use her as a puppet to try and slay Jack for good.
Ashi. Ashi. Please. Ashi, fight.
Fortunately, Ashi manages to break free, and her new powers enable Jack to finally put an end to Aku's terror. Number 14, Hawkgirl's real mission, Justice League. While Hawkgirl claims that her coming to Earth was an accident, she becomes one of the founding members of the Justice League. However, in Season 2, we learn the true motives for her arrival. She's a military spy for her people, the Thanagarians, scouting the planet in preparation for a massive invasion.
Don't fight us, we're trying to help you.
Do you ever stop lying?
It was for your own good. You've got to trust me.
Why? Whose side are you really on?
While she redeems herself in the end, the damage is already done. She lied to her friends and sold out the planet that saw her as a hero. After that, the only honorable thing she can do is leave the League behind.
I've spent the last 5 years torn between my feelings and my duty. I won't ask you to do the same. Therefore, I am resigning from the Justice League, effective immediately.
She returns to them eventually, but it takes a while to restore her good name with the League and the public. Number 13, Zuko's grandfather, Avatar: The Last Airbender. For the longest time, Zuko is sure that defeating Avatar Aang would help him realize his destiny. But one earth-shattering discovery shakes his entire worldview. First, we learn how his paternal great-grandfather Sozin betrayed his childhood friend and Aang's predecessor Avatar Roku.
Please.
Without you, all my plans are suddenly possible. I have a vision for the future, Roku.
But almost everyone knows that story. What Zuko didn't know was that Roku was his maternal great-grandfather. Suddenly, Zuko's inner struggle becomes much clearer. Both his great-grandfather's conflict symbolizes his own inner turmoil between deciding which path to follow, good or evil.
Because of your legacy, you alone can cleanse the sins of our family and the Fire Nation.
If any good comes out of this existential crisis, it's that it finally sets Zuko along the path of redemption to help Aang finally end the war. Number 12, Project Batman Beyond, Justice League Unlimited. It turns out that Terry and Bruce's relationship goes beyond a teacher-student bond. Terry is actually Bruce's biological son. For context, Amanda Waller secretly used Bruce's DNA to alter Terry's father's reproductive system, ensuring that his son would be a worthy successor as Batman.
Actually, it was a nanotech solution programmed to rewrite his reproductive material into an exact copy of Bruce Wayne's. A little over a year later, your mother gave birth to you.
She even schemed to have Terry relive the tragedy that kickstarted Bruce's crime-fighting career. While her plan didn't go as intended, Terry would eventually become the new Batman. Not as Bruce's carbon copy, but as someone truly worthy of carrying out his legacy. This episode serves as the conclusion to Batman Beyond's story, and it ends the tale on a high note by giving Terry and Bruce the satisfying endings they both deserve.
Better suit up.
You should eat something first. Keep up your strength.
When I get back.
You're a stubborn piece of work, you know that.
Just like my old man.
Number 11, the Utrom Shredder, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
None of you will leave here alive.
During a brawl at TCRI, the Turtles band together to bring the Shredder down, only to be greeted by a nasty surprise. Shredder is actually a fugitive Utrom alien. This little pest went on a rampage against his fellow aliens and then escaped to Earth, where he took on his faux identity, inspired by the legend of the actual Shredder of old, and vowed to conquer the Utroms and anyone who got in his way.
Let's just say the metal fell from the heavens.
While he's technically not the genuine article, he took this stolen identity and made it his own, as the Turtles' most formidable and ruthless adversary. It'd be safe to say that he was the one true Shredder.
The Shredders? And Utrom?
Number 10, Ice King's Past Life, Adventure Time.
Hello, my name is Simon Petrikov. I am recording this tape so that people will know my story.
Finn and Jake come across a video diary about the Ice King and make a jaw-dropping discovery about their wizarding nemesis. 1,000 years ago, Ice King was a normal human named Simon Petrikov, whose life was transformed the day he found the magic crown. He was gifted with ice powers, but his sanity completely crumbled.
Visions. I fought with them, shouted at them until I realized it wasn't real, it was the crown!
This adds a depressing new depth to the icy princess-chasing psychopath. He once had a normal life, a beautiful fiancée, whom he ironically called his princess, and was even best friends with a young, not-yet vampire queen, Marceline. Tragically, there's little hope for him remembering the happier life he once led.
Please forgive me for whatever I do when I don't remember you.
Wow, I wrote that!
Number 9, The Butterfly Family Secret, Star versus the Forces of Evil.
Who's Festivia?
Don't worry, we'll get to the bottom of this.
It turns out that Eclipsa Butterfly, the Queen of Darkness and Princess Star's supposed 9th great-grandmother, had a monster hybrid daughter, and yet she does not show up in the Butterfly family scroll.
What did you do with my daughter?
The Butterfly matriarchs hope to squeeze the truth out of the Magic High Commission at Eclipsa's trial, but what they find out is a doozy. Eclipsa's daughter was to inherit the throne, but she was switched at birth with another baby. Having been kept in the dark for so long, Star is horrified to learn that she may not be actual royalty, and that her family stole the throne from its true owner. But would giving it back later really help things? Number 8. Slade's Apprentice, Teen Titans. In Season 2, we get to meet Terra, a superpowered teenage girl who struggles with controlling her abilities.
I know you have trouble controlling your powers, and we can help.
You told him? I didn't. You promised. You lied to me! You lied!
She disappears for most of the season before returning to join the Titans, now fully in control of her powers. However, what they don't know is that Terra had a little help from their arch-nemesis Slade. He taught her to control her powers. In exchange, she became his spy to destroy the Titans from the inside.
It's the truth. Terra, why?
Because you could never give her what she needs.
While we don't condone her betraying her friends, try to understand. She was emotionally volatile and desperate, which led her down a path of self-destruction. She eventually makes amends for her sins, but at a heavy cost. Number 7. The Truth About Amon, The Legend of Korra. In her early days as the Avatar, Korra found herself up against the mysterious Amon, a revolutionary planning to equalize Republic City by taking away all Bender's bending abilities, thanks to some unknown mystical power.
Your firebending is gone.
However, after learning bits and pieces of his family history, it's revealed that Amon is a bender himself, a bloodbender, and his gift is actually a bloodbending technique that severs bending abilities.
You boys have this power inside of you, and I will teach you to master it.
While his image is a complete lie, his mission was real. He grew to hate bending after being pushed too hard as a child by his father, and the pressure turned a once innocent kid into a cold and calculating political terrorist.
I told you I would destroy you.
Number 6. Timmy's Secret Wish, The Fairly OddParents.
According to the Fairy Council, your history of dangerous wishes makes you the worst fairy god kid ever.
What? Timmy Turner has been put on trial for being the worst godchild in history. After a rocky start, it seems as though Timmy may have finally won the case, until Foop drops a major bombshell. Timmy made an illegal secret wish.
He hasn't made a million wishes after all. He's made 1,000,001!
The wish was that everyone would stop aging so he could keep his fairies. And it was made 50 years ago, meaning it's been 5 decades since the very first pilot episode, where Timmy first got Cosmo and Wanda.
Oh, all right. I did make a secret wish. Cosmo doesn't remember granting it because I wished he'd forget.
This was definitely a unique take on the never-aging cartoon characters cliche, but it gets completely swept under the rug and resolved by the end of the episode, because status quo.
We overturned our previous ruling. You may have your fairies back.
Number 5. Chad is a double agent. Codename Kids Next Door.
What are you doing here?
Chad Dixon, also known as Number 274, was considered the best there is in the Kids Next Door organization, until he supposedly turned traitor in the wake of his 13th birthday.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Since then, he became a recurring teenage villain, forming a heated rivalry with Number 1. But had he really betrayed his comrades? In the penultimate episode, it's revealed that Chad was a double agent for the Kids Next Door, and that every time he and Number 1 have clashed, he was secretly helping them from the sidelines, adding a new perspective to all of his defeats.
Yeah, right! Trying to send our moon base into the sun really helped us. Kree was on her way to do the same thing, so I had to stop her. And today I was trying to warn Number Infinity about the teen's trap until you had to come and blow my cover.
As he departs, his loyalty no longer questioned, he leaves his former pupil one last cryptic clue.
There are others. Others that Number 362 doesn't even know about. Higher up than her. Higher up than us teenage operatives.
Number 4. The real Seymour Skinner. The Simpsons.
You're not Seymour Skinner.
Many say this is where The Simpsons began to decline in quality. In the midst of his 20th anniversary, Principal Skinner makes a shocking announcement. He has been lying about his identity.
It's true, I'm an impostor.
In reality, he was a street punk who served in the platoon of the real Seymour Skinner, who became like a mentor to him. When his sergeant was declared dead, the faker ended up living Skinner's life and dreams in honor of his memory. While some twists can be clever, like the mystery of who shot Mr. Burns, this revelation on a well-developed character came out of nowhere, and we were expected to pretend that none of it ever happened afterwards.
My real name is Armin Tamzarian.
Number 3, Mr. Poopy Butthole, Rick and Morty. It's another typical day in the Smith household. Rick and Morty's family finds themselves dealing with shape-shifting parasites that trick them with false memories of wild and zany friends and relatives. So, business as usual.
Everybody just relax for a second. There's no such thing as an Uncle Steve.
At the end of the episode, one of these strange friends, Mr. Poopy Butthole, pops up again, and Beth shoots him thinking he's just another parasite. But he's no parasite. He's real, and Beth mortally wounds him.
My wife shot a longtime family friend.
Don't worry, Mr. Poopy Butthole survives and becomes a recurring face in the show. Still, this is a hilarious subversion of expectations, and the way it plays out is shocking both in the revelation and how horrifying and intense the reactions feel.
Oh my God!
Do this, Beth. It's not supposed to hurt. I thought. Ooh-wee.
Number 2, the author's identity, Gravity Falls.
What the?
Ever since the series' beginning, one question has been on the minds of Gravity Falls fans. Who wrote the mysterious journal that Dipper found? It turns out that the journal was just one of 3, all chronicled by Grunkle Stan's long-lost twin brother, Stanford Pines.
Is this the part where one of us faints?
Oh, I am so on it, dude.
Ford became obsessed with the supernatural activity surrounding Gravity Falls and wrote down all of his findings in 3 journals, only to leave them behind when he vanished through an interdimensional portal during a quarrel with his twin.
Stanley! Stanley, help me! Oh no, what do I do? Stanley! Stanley! Do something! Stanley!
The real payoff for this revelation was how cleverly hidden the mystery was. A few subtle clues in the background, plus a hilarious misdirection from the show creator himself. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, the real Rose Quartz, Steven Universe.
I watched the leader of the Crystal Gems Rose Quartz shatter Pink Diamond!
It was believed that Rose Quartz, the loving leader of the Crystal Gems and Steven's mom, shattered Pink Diamond to protect Earth, with a few hints suggesting otherwise.
It's because it doesn't make sense.
In Season 5, however, we learned that Rose didn't shatter Pink Diamond. Rose was Pink Diamond.
What?
She masqueraded as a Rose Quartz to spark up the rebellion, faked her own shattering to end the war, and forced Pearl to keep everything a secret.
She lied to us! She lied about everything!
While it's touching that Pink gave up her royal status and inspired countless gems to fight for Earth, she lied to her own allies, pulled everyone into the crossfire of her fellow Diamond's wrath, and called everything the Crystal Gems believed into question.
So, Pink Diamond, huh?
Did we miss any jaw-dropping twists? Let us know in the comments, but give a spoiler warning.
I would love to have tons more adventures with the super cool #1 and his team, but I'm just not a kid anymore.